Hi, my name is Gretta, and this is a small piece of my story. I grew up with two amazing, loving parents. I went to church here, and I even attended a private Christian school. I went to youth group at my church, and when people mentioned Young Life to me, I felt no need to attend. When I finally did go try it out, I was super unsure. These people are crazy. They play too many games. Did I really just have to wrestle a complete stranger in sleeping bags? And if they keep throwing that football, it's gonna hit me in the head, and I will not suffer through that embarrassment. But as time went on, my perspective changed and my comfort levels grew. I went to club almost weekly, and then when they had camp signups, I said, sure. Going to camp was amazing, but I still felt like there had to be more. I felt like I reached sort of a standstill in my faith, and I wanted what was next. This last summer, I volunteered to work at a Young Life camp called Malibu in British Columbia. This month was the period of time containing the most growth for my faith in my whole entire life. It was both the hardest thing I've ever done and the best thing that's ever happened to me. I learned numerous lessons and met Jesus in so many ways, but one of the biggest lessons that I learned was the power of a story. Young Life places a big emphasis on testimonies, and while at camp, I myself had the opportunity to bring some of my own darkness and painful past to the light and witness the way that the Lord uses all things for good. Each week on the last night of camp, we as a work crew did something called cardboard testimonies in front of the campers. It was a chance to show the miraculous ways Jesus had met each of us in our own darknesses and then offered us a better future and a life full of hope and redemption. Sharing my story with campers was really scary. I feared for my identity. I didn't want them to know me like that, in such a vulnerable state. But I also knew that that very kind of dishonesty and shameful hiding that creates so much sin and darkness. It is a cycle that says, hey, I have everything together and I'm perfect, so you need to also. I knew I had to defy it, and so each week I prayed that Jesus would give me the strength and remind me that my only identity is the identity of being a daughter of the King of Heaven. Whatever anyone else thought or however I was received didn't matter at all. The last week, my own area from here came up to Malibu. It was all my friends, even my brother. I knew nearly everyone. This was to be the biggest test. The whole day I fought my nerves and reckoned with God about my moment of truth. Satan told me, no, not them. If you tell them you're broken and that you don't have your life together, then everything you are will fall apart. It's kind of silly the way that our brains fall into thinking that. But God gave me the strength, and I got to tell a small piece of my story in front of my friends and be really vulnerable with them. I walked away relieved, knowing that I didn't really have secrets any longer, and that God had me right then in that moment. He held me secure and called me his own. Being able to be real and vulnerable has a long fight and been a really big deal for me. Something I really, really used to struggle with was my own worth and feeling like I had to be perfect to be worth anything. Now I am free. I can talk about any point in my life knowing that Jesus was there through it all, highs and lows. I struggle way less with my worth and know that I am enough. I know that I am a daughter of the King of Heaven, and that's all I care about anymore. So Young Life isn't a place about the rules of religion, or about making kids better Christians. Young Life is about Jesus, and because of that, Young Life is a party. It has given me the opportunity to practice outreach and to celebrate my salvation. It has opened so many doors for me and taught me countless lessons. It is a beautiful, beautiful glimpse of community and how life can be lived because of grace. Thank you.
Let's give it up for her.